Hello and welcome, I'm Crafter's Delight, and as you notice I'm standing in an empty map. Now I'm going to start rebuilding some of my old projects as well. At the minute I'm going to try and build the Ghostbusters Firehouse, so I'm going to use a block of quartz, some bricks, quartz slab and quartz stair. We're chucking some red clay just in case. We're going to go with a grey stained clay just as it's a little bit lighter. I'm also going to grab myself some white glass blocks and some white glass pane. And for now I'm going to leave it at that. First thing I'm going to do is grab my grey stained clay and I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And the reason it's so big is because I want the upstairs windows to match up. Now I have had a little play around and sort of come up with a little template as to how to make the door and the windows fit. So I'm going to place in glass pane, stepping in 1 from the edge, so 1, 2 and 3, and 1, 2, 3 over the other side, and place a block in the middle, and we can go ahead and place all 3 of them again. And then we're going to grab our glass pane again and put in a second row on top. And then our grey stained clay all the way across the top of that. And then we're going to place 1 and miss 1 and keep doing that all the way across. So we end up like that, and we can basically double that up. Now I think I'm actually going to cut out the middle one. Let's just see how it looks first. Pull this last one across. I think that's fine for now, and we're going to go ahead and step out 1 with a quartz block, and step out 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we can lay some quartz stair across the front. Now I'm not sure whether to step it in like that or just leave it up to the front, so for now we're just going to literally build the quartz block, leave it as the 4, and then chuck in our stair on the front. Now it will follow around as well. We can go ahead and build this up. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now on the 6. On the 7th, we're going to go round, place an upside down stair on the front like that. We can repeat the process over this side. Whew, crazy blocks. And we're going to place our stair on the front there as well. Now we can go ahead and drag all the way across. And now on the front of that, we're going to place in a stair the right way up until we get to that block there. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we're going to step up, drag a block across the front of there, and then we're going to put a quartz stair upside down all the way across. Then we're going to step into our first block here. We're going to step that round 1, 2, 3, 4 from the side, do the same over the other side, and now we're going to build up like that every other one. So stepping up 1, 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to do that for a little while. Sorry about that. Turn that off. Wrong way. Now, I don't know how high we're building these just yet. We're just gonna go with it for a second. One, two, three. Then we're gonna grab our glass blocks after we layer in this one, or literally just place one on, one on the inside. Now grab our blocks, run them all the way across our 9. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave 1, 2 and then a block in front of the 3rd, then 1, 2, 3 and a block in front of the 4th. And now we're free to build these posts all the way up. So we'll just leave it like that for now. I think we're going to go up about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3. We can still go up the other one. Placing our block. So we're now gone 7. And I think if we just go literally on the inside of the 7th, so the very top of that block, we're going to run a slab across the middle. Then going to place another full block like that, and we're still carrying on our frame. And we can run our quartz slab from the top of that block. Bearing in mind that if you use the quartz slab across the tops of these, you're going to have to use the slab again to level it up to a full block. And now on top of that glass we're going to run a row of quartz block, and then again and place our blocks on the sides, and now a quartz slab on top of that block. So now you end up with a 6.5 window, then a full block window, and then a block and a half quartz background there. And then basically we're going to repeat the process that we've done with the bottom. So the same amount of blocks. So if we just count up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can go ahead, lay 8 down on the back row here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and we may need to put an extra one down. What we're going to do is head down to where we've been doing our steps, and we're going to start placing our bricks all the way across until we start reaching the same level, and then obviously drop down and do the same on the other side. We can just carry on building that up until we get to the top of the 8. I did wonder whether to extend the bricks out an extra one, but it's quite big already. It's already a 9, 4, so 17 wide, and it's quite a thin building. We could do an extra block on each side. Really, it's up to you guys. I'm going to stick with the 3 for now. Hope that it looks the right size afterwards. So now we've got to place our quartz block on the inside of this window in the very same way as we already had. Oh. And then I'm going to have to look at my picture just to make sure where I'm going. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So if we go, we've already got half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So have we only done 7, have we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So just on the top of that one, across there. Could even actually do it on the bottom one, but then if we do it on the bottom, we place 1 block. Yeah, that's fine actually. We'll do it on the bottom of the next block up, so it keeps it 6.5. So we do it like that. Then we place another row of glass blocks. Stick to another block on top like that. So now we've got 1.5, which means we can now run across the top. So it gives us our full block back. And actually on this one, take these ones away, sorry. We now start to place blocks on. So if we place a stair there and there, is that actually covering enough? Nope, we're going to use a slab. So we're going to place one there, then that far across. How are we looking? So I'm going to place it 1, 2, and then across this one, 1, 2, and then to that one. Now oddly, as many blocks as I put in, it would have actually been easier to go higher. And on this one, I'm going to place an extra one at the top there. So it literally, it's a full block on that side. Let's have a look. Could go a little higher, I suppose. I don't really want to. So we can lift that up. To that one. So now we're gonna keep this going for, we then do a final row around. So take that one off. Literally steps in 1, takes a gap. Yeah, so step down to that one. So from where our last quartz block was, and that one will be a full block of quartz. Then we're going to use our bricks around the top. Oh, full quartz block on the top, and our bricks across the top. And then we're going to have to step out one to this level. So place one on top. So we'll keep our bricks going for that level. And then we're going to turn our stairs upside down. And we're going to do the same underneath there as well. Or we could use a slab. I think we're going to just stick like that. So we're going to do that. Drag this one across. And then we're going to jump backwards and have a look at it like that. And we know we need these corners. And then we're going to place the extra stairs on that one. So we're going to have to step this one out as well. Let's just go over the other side and finish this side off. Placing that one there. Oh. And then we need to send this top stepping out, so this one will extend it now. And let's just drop down and have a look. So the middle, we'll just place another quartz block behind. Right there, and spot on. Let's have a quick look. Could we do anything for the step up? I don't think we can. So I think it's going to have to stay like that. I think that is as close as we can get it, because we've already had to step out one. It would look pretty nuts having, or would it? I think we're going to do without them. Sorry guys, just ignore me, I'm just looking for as good as I can get. So working it out from the top, each of these windows now are going to be 2. So weirdly guys, I'm going to step up to this layer. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then I'm going to start putting back in my quartz block. Ready to step in at every single one. And basically we're going to match the windows from the other side without the little bits, without the separate 1 block windows. And they're the same height. So now it's basically just a case of filling in. But once we do these, we then know where we can go for the bottom, to place in the bottom parts. I know it's a weird way of building, it just is easier for me to work it out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to place in our 8 windows. Whoops. Step back one. Where am I going? Oh, what is going on here? Yep, that's right. Woo! So 1, 2. We're gonna keep them 2 wide. Or should we do the 3? 1, 2, 1, 6. So it would be 3, 4, 2. I don't know. I think we stick at 2. We'll see how the window looks at the height. It may have to be a 3 wide, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need to stick with this one. So on the 8th one, we've done it above the top. So then we'd basically stretch across. We'd put our quartz block on top. And then we start our glass again for the next row. So it's 8, then 2 of the slab quartz, and then our 8 again going up, and then it stops. Actually stops on the line that goes around, so we'll stop on the bottom half, so we don't actually need them ones, just to mark where we are. So we'll actually stop on them ones. Let's go ahead and fill this in so it actually we start getting where we're looking. And that one's going to be the solid line. So we are going to start there. That's going to be our line for the window. And then we start back up on our bricks, and obviously this will carry on round. It's just really a thing of, is 2 enough? And I think I'm going to add a third layer of glass to this. I think it'll do us a favour anyway. Or actually, I think the middle one's actually bigger than these 2. So if we went 4, that's 5, 7. We'll do the same on the other side, that would be 14. Then we've got the middles, 6 and 8. Yeah, I think we'll leave it as the 2s. Part of me is telling me to carry on to do the extra. So let's work out this one. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'd start stepping up on this one. And then we'd have another window, and then another 6, 4 and 2. So yeah, that's going to be quite big actually, so that's fine. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this one. This one will be a, how many from the window? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the window, before we then start putting in our next window. Remembering that it starts from behind the line. This one's actually going to be a 3. And then we can go ahead and pull across from this one. So it'll be the 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just check how many I put in there. I'm sure it was 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a 5. And then our block of quartz. And then our window behind that one. Just a normal 1, 2. Back to our block of quartz. And this one would then be 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. Let's have a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would bring it to an end right there. Now guys, I know it's weird that I've built from the very top before going to the bottom. It just makes it easier now that we can literally come down to the bottom, run it around. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will match up to the window from the top, so we can go ahead, put in our stair to there. So coming across to the fourth, we can still run this across. Now we'll carry on from these stairs. On this, guys, it's actually the bottom ones we want to go all the way across, and the top ones we want to knock away, and then put in a grey seal, and we could do that all the way to the back there, so it looks like an actual window sill on there. I'm going to leave the quartz in for now. Leave it like that. I think that actually looks better. It does actually. So if we want to put in a windowsill, it's going to have to be on the next block up in there, but we'll come back to that anyway, that's no problem. Oh man, I'm tired. So looking back, we're going to leave a gap of 2 like the window up above. We're going to place a quartz block running all the way across until now we find our end point where we've already found up the top. So we're now free to run this all the way back for at least 3 blocks. Check how high we've actually gone. The door is 4, 5, 6, 7. So on this part, we're going to leave this free. We're putting a couple of double doors there, so you can actually walk in without having to do anything to the front. Going to run our steps all the way around. Oh. So literally, we know we're going to do that to the second block, so we can put that in, then we can drop back one, put some glass in on there, in fact above where we're going to put the doors, we're going to put in steps that way and then steps that way. We'll take these up a little bit further. And we're going to put glass in these two. So let me just count up how high we've actually gone. We've got our double door, 2 steps, so it's 3, 5, and then 2 layers of our glass block, and that's using our glass pane. And we're going to step them back like we have done up there, so we're going to have to place a block on each side. My god, I don't know what has happened a minute. I seem to have lost all my energy, just been zapped. Underneath our third window right here, we're going to place a block to the side of each 3 there, and then we're going to build this one up, 1, 2, and we're going to place our blocks in our glass pane through the inside there. So that'll be for 2 layers. And obviously we could put some need to put some quartz block underneath. And we can finish off now by placing our blocks across there. We still need to put in one more window, and it's not too far off the end, so we're just going to match off with this one. Oh, let's place our blocks around the window. And then place our row of 2. And we should now be up to our step level. So we're just going to run our quartz block all the way around, so we can now finish off our layers. And now we just need to run our row of steps all the way across, and then our other steps the other opposite way, running upside down. So now we're going to do the opposite, running upside down all the way across. I'm not sure if we're then going to match the back, but basically it's exactly the same the other way round, or at least I think it is. There's no other pictures of the other side of the build. So we're going to do the same on that one. Sorry guys, I think my exhaustion has just hit a level where I've just gone whoop-bump. So I think I'm going to get a sip of this coffee in me in a minute, and I'll come straight back. Okay, back. Took a bit of a splash of water in the face. So guys, basically we're just going to fill in all of our parts so we now know where we need to go. We're basically just matching up to our first window, and then we know we've got to match this side. Well, there is no windows on the other side because it would be next to a building, so basically we don't even have to detail the other side exactly the same. The other side will just be literally the brick, and obviously we'll put the stairs around the side of it. I might see if I can get the plans to do the inside as well, because I'm going to try and get all the Paw Patrol everything in one place. And this row would be our thick block of quartz, and then it's all down to our stairs again. Windows, sorry. I think we should finish this block of quartz off as well. Oh. And we need to come back around with our stairs, I think. Nope, we're good. And that's the one that steps out, so we don't need that one. So let's just finish this lane of windows. So it's now just really fiddly. I'm not sure if you really want to watch me doing exactly what you're doing yourself. So basically all we're doing is repeating our process. We now know all the lines where we're going. So I'm going to come back once I finish this part. Over this side, we're just going to match up with the bottom. So we're just going to run across basically all the way, Now, I'm sure there is windows on the back. I will try and find a couple of pictures now just to find out. We could match up with the other side as we haven't got a building next to us. But if you're just literally going for the look of the same as the other building, literally the original building, I'm pretty sure it sits next to another one. I'm looking at this Lego model and I'm thinking, does this have windows in the other side? If it does, we could put them in and we could just basically make it completely symmetrical to the other side. So guys, I'm going to fill in mine now, at least the other side over there, then look for a picture just to confirm that it's actually nothing on the other side. And if there is, obviously we'll come back and go over that. So guys, I'm going to finish off this side and then come straight back. So there we go guys, we should now have a building that looks just like this. Now we're going to carry on our steps around the side as well. And I haven't actually had a look at a picture yet, so I'll get a look at one of them in a moment. For now we're just going to finish off our steps here, then we're going to step it up another couple. So basically the best thing to do here is grab our bricks, step them up the two, and we can step them up an extra one for afterwards as well. And we can step that out one with a quartz, and then run another step across. And the reason I say quartz is because it looks pretty much white on top, and I think what we'll do is we'll use a step then on, say, this block, stepping back in. Even though it looks rather flat, it still has got like a white line that comes up, so we'll just use it as the sort of margin that pops back up over. You probably won't see much of it unless you're flying around the world, but still nice to try and get it as close as possible. And that step always has me because it's already sticking out a couple. So we're now up to this level, and then what we're going to do is we're going to step this up. Do we want to step it up to 2? To perfect it up, we could step it up to 2, but we still need a quartz slab across the top of there. Really, we should step it out, so I'm wondering whether to... I think we should just stick with a quartz slab. We don't want to overcomplicate it now that we're already up to the top. So basically we're just going to carry that on all the way around. Making sure we don't overstep our part so we can finish off the front as well. Ooh. So kick that back one as well. Now stepping over to our slab, we're just going to cover up the top. And then I think we could just give it a quick look as we step back. Just make sure our two sides look on. I mean, we could add the extra brick before we put the... No, that's fine. And we've already got the entrance in, so we don't need to faff around there. So guys, I'm going to look for a picture quickly just to make sure we don't mess up now we've done so well. And I'll be straight. Okay, so in the original building, there would be one window literally right here on the top floor, and then the rest would turn back to brick. Now I don't want to do that because it would look pretty ugly and not fair to the build. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the bottom, leaving these windows out, because I think I will probably want to put in the inside, which means I want the stairs inside as well. So for me, putting them, turning it, my god, my mouse is on the screen and I'm aiming at the mouse rather than at the arrow. I think my eyes were doing all sorts of tricks on me then. So basically all we need to do, I'm going to build it back in. I mean, we could do it symmetrical, but then we'd have the problem of where do we put these stairs, because they run up this side of the wall. So we're just going to fill this part in. We'll put in a couple of the upstairs windows if we want to. I mean, basically I was going to just fill this side in completely. But at the same time, I do think the second floor windows would be good. Now, I'm not going to go through showing you exactly where to place them again, because basically you probably know as much as I do. It's fiddly, it's annoying, but it's exactly the same as that side. So basically we're going to go from the far side. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 brick, then quartz, and then our two windows, quartz, then 5 brick, quartz, and it'll be 3 windows, then a quartz, and then back to a 5 brick, quartz, 2 windows, quartz, and back to a 4. And now what we'll probably do on the back end is then put in one of these smaller window columns right in the center, so it's not as big as that window, so when we do have stairs it won't take up all the room. So I'm going to carry this on. I'm literally going to get it to a part where I can finish up around the back, so that way we already both know where all these windows are going to go, because it's exactly the same as the other side. But then I'll click back in when we're on the back side, and then we can finish off there and put in our roof. Okay, so now guys, we should both now realistically have both of our walls done. Now for the back, we are literally just going to fill in this gap, and using slab, but we're going to use our quartz block. We're going to build it all the way up. We're basically copying exactly what we've done on top, except we're going to put in a window in the middle. The reason we're only going to put 1 in the middle rather than 2 across is because we want them stairs to fit in, and we want them to be able to, like, you may notice as we go further through, I may knock out a window or 2 from the ground, second floor or the 3rd floor, just really to make sure it accommodates them stairs, because I know my son will not be happy with just literally the building. He's going to want to be in there using it. So we're just going to build up. So we're going to go 1, 2 including the corner, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's do the same from this side, so that'll be 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's going to be 7 on each side. And then we're going to put in this window as 3 because it's going to hold then to the rest of the shape. So 1, 2, 3. I'll grab my glass block. I'm going to go that way. So obviously I want them from behind. So 1, 2, 3. And we can build this all the way up to our white line. Now I have already dragged mine all the way around. Now guys, the actual building itself would not have this window as it is facing another building. Now guys, if it goes quiet all of a sudden, I am going to have to just run off to see to my little girl a second. Literally boom, 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 boom. These 2 here, swap them over to quartz block. Now guys, I don't know if any of you noticed earlier, but I actually had my side windows on that side actually lined up wrong, only by a block, but I didn't notice until I took a good corner angle. But I was looking at it, I thought that's pretty odd, and then it made exact sense why it looked odd. So now we're going to lift up our quartz block as we would when we're coming around our building, and then we're going to go back down, placing 1 on every other one, the same as we've done all the way around the other side. I'm going to step over here, and now we're going to start dragging this one up. And I'm going to step it down, placing on every other one. So like that, and now we're free to fill in our brick. So guys, I am sorry for getting tired halfway through doing the video. I didn't realise how tired I was until I started getting a bit sleepy while doing this. Really, the new baby is really taking it out of me. Between the two kids together, it has been a little bit crazy. But I'm sure we get all used to it pretty soon. So we're going to drop down and do this other side of brick. Ooh, there we go. Now we don't have to worry about cutting doors into walls or anything like that because we've already left a space for 2 doors where there's originally a gap in the building anyway. So even once them stairs are in or anything else, we can make sure that it still tunnels right through. I suppose the next biggest step is going to be looking for an Ecto 1 and a Ghostbusters sign to sit behind, because I'm going to really want to do, I don't know if you guys will want me to do the logos on here as well, but I'm going to be doing it for the sun. I just want to make it look a really cool world. And on this bottom one, we're going to go on the bottom layer of that block. And now it's all down to following our stairs. So it's just from one side to the other. And remembering that on our next one, the step is going to stand out. And obviously we should already have a step there, so we can step that one in as well. And then drag our brick wall across. Ooh. And I'm going to put that across. And then give me 1 second, guys. And as far as I can see, there is nothing for the rooftop. We could have left out like this corner here, but it probably wouldn't have all come together. And for my roof, I normally go with a cyan clay, so it looks quite clean on the inside as well, in case you need to do that. Now guys, all we're going to do is literally run it in, filling in all the gaps. Somewhere in the middle we could just put in like a little trap door, but the roof could change as we literally get into the build. I mean, if it turns out that we can sort of put stairs up to the roof layer, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. And in all fairness, as tall as this building is, it doesn't look literally too big, so it's kind of quite nice the way it's come together. Now guys, I'll leave you and myself to do this roof, but literally to see the finished product, our Ghostbusters house. Now obviously you can see where the roof isn't in at the moment, but that is a really nice build. The only thing we need to do now is, let me get back to my pictures. Oh, where was we? All we need is some yellow posts outside. So basically I can't put in my yellow posts just yet, but if you guys actually want to, I'm wondering whether to do it with a gold block or with the yellow wall. How about a gold block and then a gold glass on top of that, maybe. And we just want that one either side of the door. Now guys, you don't have to use gold block. I'm just using this because I tend to hate to resort to using wool. It really does bug me. Now really all we need is like where it says about a fire hydrant. Now that is a bit much. I'm going to leave that until I put my paths in. But anyway guys, that is the video done. Apart from obviously filling in the roof up the top. And obviously guys, let me know in the comments whether you actually want to see it rebuilt inside, because me and my son will probably end up getting this done, as he is loving Ghostbusters at the moment. Also, I want to take that one out, and I want to place, oh, I've only got slab at the moment. I'm going to place that one back in, and also that one is part of the stair, so that's not a problem. Perfect. And then actually, while we're looking at this, if we wanted to, and we could put literally a stair. Literally, it says 1, 2, but basically we'd just put in, rather than 1, 2, I think we'd just put in like this. And that's only if you really want to. I think I'm quite happy with it the way it is. I think I may put one down on each side and run down to the other ends and do the same. Just purely as a last piece of detail, but I don't really see the need for it. I'm just going to put it in just in case, and realistically we should have 2 on each side, but then we're going to have to meet in the corners, and I don't really want to be pushing it too far. So anyway guys, there we go, that is our Ghostbuster Firehouse. And obviously once you get the inside done and lined with dark oak or something along those lines, it's going to really come together well. And obviously I'm going to need to fill in this little gap in between here. Just do it with some slab, nicely done. So anyway guys, that's the video done. Sorry to keep it going. See you soon.